Is the Haval H6 GT a glorified SUV that only looks the part, and does it really deliver performance-wise? Well, tune in to find out. Hi there everybody, welcome back to Auto Advisor. I'm your host Prasho Naidu, and today I'm reviewing the Haval H6 GT. It is priced at 629,000 Rand, which is 40,000 Rand more than the H6 Super Luxury, which is priced at 589,000 Rand. Getting into the front end design of the Haval, well, firstly you have your prominent looking Haval badge in the front, along with this gloss black grille, and towards the bottom you have your carbon fiber accents. And you do have your lovely dynamic looking daytime running LED headlamps that are also adaptive to, driving situations, which automatically adjust. You do have your fog lamps at the bottom there as well. All in all, the design of the car looks very sporty, very simple and very tasteful if you ask me. So beneath the bonnet you have about 155 kilowatts available to you with 325 Newton meters of torque. It is paired with a 7-speed automatic dual clutch transmission. So we're having a look at the wheels, and as you can see, it is wrapped in these Davante tires. These are 235/55 R19 tires. It does have black accents along with that illuminated brake, which looks quite nice. It pops out. You do have this black cladding as well as a wheel arch. It adds to the overall sporty aesthetic. So the overall design of the car is quite coupe-ish design like. It looks quite nice, definitely stands out. It does have these aero side skirts, which gives it a very sporty, dynamic stance, but I don't think it adds to the overall quickness of the car. You do have these roof rails at the top, and it does have keyless entry. It's just simply press the button and it opens. Overall, the design of the car is quite attractive. I like it. The coupe design stands out. So getting into the rear aesthetics of the Haval H6 GT, and it is inspired by a very fastback design. You have your high mounted spoiler, your lip spoiler, your tail lights at the back, which are also LED tail lights, your fog lamps too, making your way down. You do have a rear diffuser at the bottom with your brake light, which is quite hidden. Overall, the car looks quite fantastic in terms of its design. It is also operated via an electronic tailgate. Simply pop it open like that. Making your way into the boot space, you have about 392 liters available to you. With all the seats down, you get about 1,390 liters of capacity, and you do get a fire extinguisher as well. In China, it is mandatory to have it in all the H6 GT models. And so obviously if you do get the car here in South Africa, you will get a fire extinguisher as well in the car. In terms of boot space comparison to the normal H6, that offers about 600 liters, and with all the seats down you get about 1,485 liters. So you are compromising in boot space if you go for the GT. So guys, we're getting into the back seat and design of the car, and from the get-go, obviously I'm sitting inside and I don't feel claustrophobic at all. It feels very spacious, very nice amount of room. I do, however, feel the seats are very stiff. I don't feel they're as cushiony as one would expect. However, the design of them are quite sporty. It adds to that aesthetic. Not my favorite kind of take on it. I'm not a big fan of it, but it looks quite nice with the green trim and the leatherette trim as well. You do have your aircon vents in the center console, along with these USB ports. I wish they did have Type-C ports too. And when you're making your way towards the front seat, you have your pockets for additional storage space there for your files and that sorts. And towards the door, the rear design of the door, there's a lot happening here. You have your carbon fiber accents, there's like a gloss black door handle as well in the back, and your green trim, your chrome trim as well. There is a lot happening here, and I feel like they did go all out just to make it a lot, just to give it a bit de zhuzh, if one could say. inside the cabin, and as a driver I feel quite nice. It feels quite good here. It's very simple, very minimal, and I think there's not too much happening inside. I did touch briefly on the interior of the combination of the green and the Alcantara stitching, and also a blend of the leatherette contrasting. I would have chosen a different color option if you asked me for the green, but it's okay, it's livable. When looking at the driver and the steering wheel, it is wrapped in leatherette. You have your paddle shifters, your configurations to control your digital cluster, which provides your range, your tire pressure, and it is a 10.25 inch size, so it's quite nice, very minimal. Alongside here you have your 12.3 inch multi-color infotainment screen, which is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto friendly. It also has Bluetooth connectivity, and from here you can really operate anything in the car, from your heated seats, your climate controls. In terms of the center console, it's very minimal. You have your aircon, your hazards, your 360-degree camera, your park assist. A very simple setup. You have your wireless inductive charging, this lovely chrome screen illuminated parking shifter to choose your driving modes R, D and N. You do have electrically adjustable seats, which are quite good. It does have a panoramic sunroof, and overall it's a very simple setup, guys. There's nothing really much more to touch briefly on. So guys, we're getting into the safety aspects of the car. This has about 7 airbags, electronic stability system and traction control, anti-roll system, cornering brake control, hill descent control, tire pressure monitoring system, rear parking sensors, front parking sensors, 360-degree camera with a panoramic view, which is quite helpful. You also have adaptive cruise control, along with intelligent cornering and traffic jam assist, pre-collision warning and autonomic emergency braking. It does come with lane departure warning, lane keeping assist and lane center keeping as well, along with traffic sign recognition, blind spot detection with rear cross traffic alert and lane change assist, a head-up display, driver fatigue alert, and also anti-theft alarm system. So you do have a lot of features here that are added into the mix of this car, specifically safety ones, and I think giving the package and the pricing of it, it's quite generous. Alright guys, so we're getting into the drive of the Haval H6 GT, and some of you may be wondering, how much, is it faster than the normal H6? Well, yes it is, by 5 kilowatts and 5 newton meters of torque, which is not an exorbitant amount, but it's not really much. So power wise, you're getting about 155 kilowatts and 325 newton meters of torque. So it's not really a fast car. It feels quite quick, but it's not. I think the 0 to 100 kilometer sprint is 7.5 seconds. So it's okay. It moves quite nicely for this kind of big car. Overall fuel consumption, I was achieving 12.1 liters per 100 kilometers. Haval's claimed consumption for this car is 8.4 liters per 100. So, I was driving very conservatively. I don't know what was going on there. It's quite a bit concerning from my side because I really wasn't driving fast. The feel of the day-to-day driving experience with it, I felt it was smooth, it was nice, it felt good with all the features that came with this car. The steering felt quite light. I didn't like the fact that when I was going over, bumpy roads as like now, you feel it doesn't feel like it absorbs the bumps really that well. I feel they could have done a better job in terms of its suspension and its overall refinement on the car. And if you have the sporty SUV mindset for this car, I think you totally get rid of it. It's not your X4M. It's not your Audi RSQ5. It's not any of those cars per se. It's really just purely aesthetics, and it's given the package, it's good offering, but I think it's an interesting pick than the H6, paying about 40,000 and more. So that is one thing to keep in mind. So competition-wise, you have the Volvo XC40, the VW Tiguan, and the T-Roc. You also do have the Mazda CX-30, and the list goes on with the Mini Countryman too. However, where does this car stand in terms of the rivals? Well, it's not your performance-orientated SUV, so please do get those terms out of your head. It's purely it looks the part, however it is not the part. In terms of its overall package, you get a lot for the car. I felt in terms of the driving for it, it should lacked a bit of refinement. It was a little thirsty, but the package was just quite phenomenal, and it's a bit more of an interesting pick than the H6 Super Luxury. It does come with a 5-year 100,000 kilometer warranty and service plan, but all in all, I liked it. But what's the point of it, really? Please do like, share and subscribe for the latest car reviews at the Auto Advisor channel, and we'll see you next week.